Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Year of the Batman. Today is a special little event. It now, instead of a usual episode, we're doing Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. So this one, it's in right in I can talk right in between season two and season three, and the finale of season two pretty much just established that Baxton Powers was working with the Royal Flush Gang, so he got obviously kicked out of the CEO position. So Bruce Wayne, he is now stepping in um, to fill that role now. So anyway, on to the actual meat and potatoes of it. So it starts off some jokers. They are breaking into some kind of facility, trying to steal this like big ass circular device. Imagine like a try to think. Oh, good golly gosh, not boring, just tired. Poor planning on my end. So they're trying to steal this like it's kind of shaped like this, I guess. I'm not doing the best of that, but imagine that and the size of a tank. So you have a one guy whose name is Ghoul, who I mean, it's been said before. I've heard it said in several reviews. He's like a Christopher Walken kind of guy. He sounds just like Christopher Walken, but it's not. And he is in like a scarecrow attire. You have a fat clown with just like a string mask. Like here's the mask, and there's a little string to hold it in together. Some kind of spliced werewolf guy, which is neat that they had splicing return in this episode. Some big hunk of a male named Bonk, which is pretty funny. And then, man, there were these two girls who both their name were Dee Dee and identical twins. And he had like the white makeup, the super short white shorts. You had like a pink tube top and white caps and ginger hair, and man, they were fine. They were so fine. I'm like, Terry, my man, why are you with Dana? Why? Again, I have to ask this every episode. Why are you with Dana? What does she do for you? What? Why is she not? Oh, speaking of hating on Dana, there's no Max in this movie whatsoever, which I felt like was a huge letdown. Like how the hell are you gonna have not Max in like this kind of? I mean, to be fair, I really don't think there's anything she could have added, but like, I mean, Chelsea's in it, and I think like Blaze is in it. Like other girls that have been established that go to his school are in it. I'm just like, Max could have had like a cameo or something. Like nothing really. Max has been like such a G of a character. I don't know. That kind of bugged me. So anyway, so these Jokers, they're trying to steal this big ass device, and Batman comes in, and a big fight ensues, and he's kicking most of their asses until Dee Dee and Dee Dee really get into the rhythm of it, and they start just beating the shit out of Batman with their kicks, and whew, man alive, I mean, the double D's. That I mean, their literal name is Dee Dee and Dee Dee, so double D's are appropriate. Um, so it's really weird. This thing is so heavy, they need not one, not two, but three different machines to lift it out fully. So you have like each of the henchmen around it trying to get out, and then Batman, he goes and tries to stop them. And one of the thugs, like, because he's like driving a forklift, but it's a grabber, and it's like grabbing onto the big ass thing. So one of the thugs lets go. So now you have two of them holding this thing, and it's like slowly falling down. So you have one of the thugs, he dropped his share of it, and now he's like chasing after Batman, trying to get him. And one of the DDs, she falls forcing the other Dee Dee, who's driving another vehicle, to let go of the cargo and to try and save her, which he does. And now you have just one guy holding on for like dear life with the one thing, and he like crashes to the ground. So he's able to uh, at least salvage, like, I guess, the motherboard of it all. So they all get out of there because at one point Batman, he just got tossed around at the wrong spot at the wrong time. So nothing really came out of it. So then it goes to show they're at the meeting place and they're like, guys, this is bullcrap. Or Bonk is like the big muscular guy. He's like, this is bullcrap. We have been working for this new boss for a while. We have seen no money. All we do is rob these like big businesses for like their like technology. And we're not getting any of it. And then it's revealed that their big bad is the Joker. And he's like, oh, okay, you got a problem? Well, then I'll just have to kill you. So he shoots a gun, and it pops out the classic, like, flag with a bang on it. And he's like, ha 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 ha, isn't that funny? And then he shoots him, and the spear of it goes right through the guy and kills him instantly. So all the other thugs are like, Jesus Christ, this guy is terrifying, which, it's the Joker, so yeah. Um, so now it is the night of, I guess, Bruce Wayne officially coming back, and he's like accepting an award when the Jokers, they make an appearance and start attacking Bruce. And Bruce, he tells like Terry to, bugger off to get the Batsuit, which the reason why, the Joker, he was like super duper pissed that there was just the motherboard. He literally just smashes it to bits. He's like, I didn't get jack shit, you assholes. And he's like, well, why don't you just like scan and see what else is in the area? So they're like, oh, okay, it looks like this one piece of Wayne Tech has the components we need, but security's gonna be pretty tight. He's like, we'll worry about that later. So the DDs and the spliced Wolverine werewolf guy, they're attacking. They're center stage. Bruce does get a few good licks in. With that cane, I swear that cane has seen some action. Um, so security guard, they get knocked out by the big fat clown and then the scarecrow guy. So there's nobody really to help. So Batman then shows up, but right before the Joker shows up, and he gets in Bruce's face, and he pretty much says, "Hey, I know you're Batman. I'm going to fuck you up, okay? Hey, me and you, I will kill you. I will fucking kill you." So Terry makes an appearance, and he's fighting like the wolf creature, and the wolf creature's really giving him a pounding this time, and they all are able to escape. And this part bugs me so much. They're stealing the exact same kind of thing that they were trying to steal earlier, but this time they're only using one vehicle, and that vehicle is carrying it like perfectly. Um, which really bugged me. I'm like, you're telling me this thing needed three before, but now you just have one and it's so good? Like, that's just lazy writing. At least you could have made it like a different looking device, and then made it like smaller, but whatever. So the Joker on his way out, he like throws some bombs all around, and then two people get knocked off, so Terry has to save them instead of going after the Joker. So on the way back home, Terry's like, so yeah, he's pushing in his 80s and he's still spry as ever. Is he like a clone? Does he have a brother? And Batman's like, shut the hell up. I just need a moment. Which, it was so well done. Like when Bruce saw Joker for the first time, he was just a gap. Like his just mouth was open. You see the fear in his eyes. Like that, I have never seen Bruce as scared as he was, and it shook him to his freaking core. Rightfully so when you find out what happened later, and then his reaction, like, how is he back? This makes no sense. So he's trying to get it out of him because he's talked about all his other villains before, but never the Joker. So Bruce isn't saying anything, so he tries to go to Barbara, and Barbara, she just says, leave it be, it's no big deal. And at the same time, while this is going on, Tim, he sees it in the news that Joker's back and he's like freaking out. So he goes to see Barbara the next day and he runs into Terry and she's just there to pretty much console him. So uh, Bruce has a pretty in depth conversation with them. He's like, "Hey, listen, you avenged your father's killer. You've done help to the city multiple times over. I think you should just turn in Batman." And Terry's like, "What? No, like I want to keep being Batman. Like I'm not the kids that you recruited. I recruited myself into this." And then Batman, he or Bruce, he's just so mad. He's like, "You're just a stupid kid. You don't even know what you want." And then Terry, out of defiance, he like throws the bat suit at Bruce to just, like be like, "Eh, fuck you. Okay, I am gonna quit then if you're gonna be like that." So Terry's quitting. He spends a lot more time with his mom and his brother, and then Dana, which boo, boo. Spend time with Max, you prick. Um, so they're at a nightclub, and Terry is like barely even able to stay awake. And oh wait, no, that was from another scene. He's a little more well rested in this scene. Um, so him and Dana are dancing, and then two baddies they approach Terry, and they're like playing around with him some. While at the same time, Dana she gets abducted by the Scarecrow guy. So now Terry, without the batsuit, has to take down all the Jokers, and he does. Like, he knocks the shit out of the Scarecrow guy. He uses a big ass lava lamp to push down and like flood all the other people that are after him. He beats the fuck out of the Scarecrow guy again, and I think the clown guy. Um, but yeah, I mean, it just goes to show Terry, even without the batsuit, is just a fucking menace, and I love him for it. So during all the chaos, Dana she gets like severely injured, but she's gonna be okay. She just needs to heal up at the hospital. So he sends his friend Chelsea to look after her, and Terry he's like, okay, I gotta call Bruce. This is straight up ridiculous. So he's calling Bruce and he's on his motorcycle on the way and there's no answer and he's like, oh shit, it's the middle of the night. Where the hell else could he be? Because at that time the Joker broke in and he like assaulted Ace, and then he got some Joker gas on Bruce. So when Terry gets there, Bruce his I mean Ace he's pretty banged up, and then Bruce he's like just on the floor with like the biggest smile on his face, and he's laughing so much, and he's struggling as hard as he can, but he tells Terry to go over by the computer because he like made a vial as like a anti laughing gas vial thing, which it makes sense. I mean, it did show before the Joker came in, he was currently working on a lab experiment, and if he's going to be doing anything, that kind of makes the most sense because it's the Joker. You got to worry about that laughing gas. So, um, Terry he is able to save Bruce. He calls Barbara the next morning to help like look after him, and Terry he confronts her. He's like, Barbara, listen, me and Dana were attacked last night. Joker knows who I am. He went after Bruce and almost killed him. Things are getting really real, and I need you to be upfront with me. So then it goes into the actual story of what happened to the Joker, and man alive. I mean, this is like peak Batman writing right here. This is like one of my favorite scenes in all of Batman. Full stop. So it turns out one night, Tim he was out on patrol alone, and he was stopping this girl from getting harassed, but it turned out to be Harley Quinn, and she knocks him out, and Joker and Harley kidnap him. Which, for reference, I looked it up. He's stated to be anywhere between 15 to 16 years old, and he's out by himself in Gotham City. I'm like, God damn, Bruce, either you're fucking stupid or you have a lot of faith in that kid. And I know you're not stupid, so kudos for having that much faith in Tim. So Tim, he's gone for like 3 weeks solid. Like Barbara and Batman, they were scouring all over and they couldn't find him anywhere until one night the Joker actually sends them an invitation, and it's like this Jack in the Box with a Arkham Asylum like lunatic jacket on it. So they go to Arkham, which at that time had been like fully evacuated and like deteriorated because they moved everything at Gotham to like a more better, safer facility. So they get there and he sends Barbara up to the rafters just to, be a second set of eyes in case something goes bad and whatnot. So he approaches Joker and Harley, and they're pretending to be this like loving couple, uh, and it's just so fucked. Harley shoots Batman with like a ribbon bazooka, which like wraps him up completely. And as he's tied up, the Joker unveils his quote unquote son because he was like, Batman, I'm just getting old. Me and Harley, we just wanted to settle down. Harley doesn't want to have kids, so we decided to adopt. And we know you have abundance of kids, so we decided to take one of yours. So he like opens the curtains to reveal a Joker-fied Tim Drake. Like he's got the Joker outfit, the Joker hair, the Joker face. Like it is haunting, and one of the best choices I honestly think they could have done with this character. He says nothing at all. All that Tim does is like a crying kind of laugh, and that's it. And I just think that was such a good choice to do because it's haunting. It's so haunting just to hear this little kid go like it's so good. Like I feel any kind of dialogue would have brought it down some, but like just that broken laughter, it fits so well with that character. So Batman, he uses a knife and he gets out of the ribbons, and then Joker he gets on. It's so wacky. He gets on the little cart that Tim was on earlier, and he has like a rocket on it, and he like zooms out of the room like a fucking cartoon character. I mean, it is a cartoon, but he's just so unserious. I love it. So Batman's going after Joker. And then Batgirl, she comes and she starts fighting with Harley Quinn, and you can tell. I don't know if it's just was good timing or whatnot, but there was one point in the fight where Harley she had this big ass rock and she was gonna like smash it on Barbara's head, like just throw it and like hope it hits her head and kill her. And Junior, like Tim Drake or Joker Jr., he was supposed to go get Harley's gun. So right before Harley was about to do that, you hear a loud ass whistle, and then Batgirl, she's like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" So she gets out of the way, and like I really don't know if it's good timing or if he's fighting it. I want to say he's fighting it because that just feels better. So they continue fighting. Eventually, it leads to Harley and Batgirl falling off a cliff. Batgirl, she's got the cliff and then holding Harley's hand, but then Harley slips and falls, and you never see her again, except to the end. But it's weird. So Batman, he's chasing after the Joker, and the Joker he shows him a movie project that he's been doing with Tim, and it's just like he used electrocution, he used like a variety of chemicals, like a variety of other torture devices to like slowly peel out all the secrets from him until he eventually revealed who Batman was. And he's like, "Yeah, isn't that crazy, Bruce?" And man, like seeing what that kid went through, it like pushed Bruce over the edge. He like goes through the movie screen where the projector's at and just starts beating the fuck out of Joker. I mean, I've never seen Batman like that angry in this version of him, which rightfully so. That is his son that Joker's done all that too. So Batman, he's like, I'm gonna break you in two, which honest to God, I think he would have gone good on that promise. And then Joker, he's like, listen, if you wanted to do that, you would have done that ages ago. Me, on the other hand, I'll do it with a smile on my face. So then Joker, he like whips out a switchblade and gets Batman on the shoulder and Batman on the knee. And he like pushes him down some crates, which I guarantee he had to break like a few, or at least several bones in that process. So the Joker, he like props him up when at that time Tim, he comes in and Joker, he like hands him a gun and he's like, all right, come on, kiddo, make your papa proud. So he's holding up a pretty much dying Bruce, and Bruce, all he can say is just, and then you hear the laughter, and the laughter, and the laughter, and the laughter until it crescendos, until Tim points the gun at Bruce, but at the last moment points it at Joker and kills him. And it is just so haunting because I'm gonna get a little emotional because like his laughter just turns into just such a sad cry. And then Barbara comes in and she all she can do is just like hug him and hold him and let him know it's gonna be okay, which it's not gonna be okay. You're not gonna be okay after that. And it's just, oh my god, it's such a sad scene. It's such a good scene. One of my all-time favorite scenes in Batman. And that wraps up the flashback, which holy shit, what a fucking roller coaster of it. Like just damn. Um so then Terry, he wants to go talk to Dick, or I keep saying Dick. It's not Nightwing. It's Robin. He goes to talk to Tim, and he seems to be pretty well adjusted. Dr. Leslie Tompkins, she had a hand in making things better for him. He's got a wife and kids, and he's part of this like telecommunication program. And he's like, yeah, after that incident, Bruce, he forbade me from being Robin again, which I should be thankful for because that's a pretty poisonous life. I hate that character. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you, dude. You're just barking up the wrong tree. So Terry, he's like, okay, well, he's out, I guess. So I guess we're just gonna go to Mr. Price, who in this movie he was definitely the red herring of the group because he is also voiced by Mark Hamill. He's essentially the number two guy that was supposed to take over after Baxton Powers, but because Bruce Wayne stepped in, he's still the number two all over again. So Terry, he's like, well, he's got a vendetta against Bruce, and he probably has access to a variety of stuff. So he tracks him down on his like yacht, but before he gets there, the Joker's already there, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna you're a loose end, and even though we worked for you, you're gonna die." So they all escape, and then Batman, he's like forced to save what's his face? I already forgot. It doesn't matter. Uh, and it's not even like they're setting a bomb in the boat. They set down a laser from the sky to take on the boat or to take down the boat. So they barely get out of it. He was obviously arrested because he was working for the Jokers, but he wasn't the Joker. He just was voiced by Mark Hamill. So yeah, that was definitely a red herring. So uh, Robin, God, I don't know why I'm getting these names mixed up. Batman, he goes back to the Batcave, and he's like trying to look for any kind of clue whatsoever. And then Bruce, he's finally up and at him, and he's like, "Yeah, it was never really that easy." So Tim, not Tim, goddamn Terry. There's so many names, I'm getting them all mixed up. Terry, he's like looking over the suits because when the Joker was in the Batcave, he trashed everything. But the Robin suit in particular, the case was both destroyed and the suit was ripped all to shreds. So he was like, "Don't you think it's kind of odd that the Joker took down the Robin suit?" And then Batman retorts with, "Well, he did kind of shoot him," which I'm like, "Damn, Bruce, that's pretty funny." Um, excuse me. Sad scene earlier. Sorry. So Terry's like, "Okay, so I really doubt he's a ghost. I think it's Bruce. As shitty as it is, I think Tim is Joker because he's compiling all this like technology, and if you put it in for like somebody who works with telecommunications, it looks like he's building some kind of like super weapon that can, or no, some kind of like satellite that can hack self-defense satellite lasers, which is what was almost used on me last night. So Bruce, he encourages Terry to go back out there and kick Joker's ass. So he goes to try and hunt down Tim, but it turns out where he's at, it was just a hologram, and he gets trapped in a location. But he gets out pretty easy. Just a bunch of lasers, and he figured out lickety split. So now he's on to the location where the Joker actually is. But beforehand, the Joker turns on the laser to target the Batwing, and there is no way hundreds, if not thousands, of people have died by the end of this movie. I mean, this fucking laser, it is the size of a house, and it is tearing through fucking everything, like buildings, roads, like it's butter. So I'm just like, God damn, like there's no way there was zero casualties by the end of this. So Terry eventually does get there at the hideout, and I do find it really funny. He decided to bring Ace along with him to take down the wolf guy, which Ace does amazingly because he's an OG. So he takes down all the other Jokers. So now it's just him and the other Joker left, and he goes into the factory, and you just see an unconscious Tim on the ground, and the two of them get talking, and he eventually, this is one of my favorite things in fiction where the villain makes a slip up and the hero catches him. Tim calls him Terry, which he doesn't know Terry's identity or Batman's identity. So Terry's like, "You just called me Tim, or you just called me Terry. How the hell do you know that?" And then it's revealed that uh, Tim, he like literally physically turns into the Joker, because way back when the Joker was, torturing him and whatnot, he put like a genetic microchip in the back of his neck to, over the years, slowly but surely take over his subconscious. So that's why you've had these like little bits and pieces of like Tim and Joker over and over, because Joker's subconscious is slowly taking over. So the two of them, they get into this awesome battle where it's he literally beats Joker by rage baiting him, because he's like he's talking to Bruce like, "Hey, any ideas of how to beat this guy?" He's like, he talks a lot, like, "Don't let him get to you, just ignore him." And he's like, "Oh, well, I like to talk too. I'm gonna troll the shit out of this guy." So eventually, sorry, a little stuffy after that one scene. So they get to fighting. Ace comes in like an OG and takes the Joker out a little bit to give Terry a bit of an advantage. His like his shock buzzer thing, he knocks it out of or Terry knocks it out of his hand, and then hits the computer, which fucks everything up and now makes like the laser going straight to the building that they're in. So they're fighting. Eventually, Joker, he like throws some grenades up in the rafters to knock Terry down, and then he's like slowly choking Terry as he's about to die. And I'm trying to remember how the heck he got out of that. He did something, or maybe Ace did something. Oh yes, yes, yes. He like distracts him, and then he somehow gets the Joker buzzer back, and then he like grabs Joker's neck and electrocutes him until like the chip is completely destroyed, and then he turns back to Tim. So now him and Ace gotta get out of the building, lickety split, and they do, and then the building is just completely destroyed. So it cuts to the next morning. Tim, he's in the hospital. Everything's a okay. Barbara's there to help, and Tim and Terry, they're having a nice discussion together. And on his way out, Bruce comes in, which is kind of a big moment because Bruce has been a little bit of a dick to Tim because he's been avoiding him after all these years. I think it's because he blames himself for it, which, yeah, it is kind of your fault, Bruce. Which is also the reason why he was trying to get the bat suit back from Terry because he didn't want to lose another Robin, even if it was for an imposter Joker. So the movie just ends with them reconnecting again, and it's really sweet. So I thought I was gonna give this movie a 7 out of 7, but it's just there's so much weird stuff. Like, how did the Joker, way back when it wasn't even the future yet, create a genetic um, like microchip to be able to completely alter his voice and hair and skin and personality into it? Like it's like he put an AI program of himself into Terry. Like that's not his MO. Like I know Joker's smart, but he's not that damn smart. And what's even the point of Jokerifying Tim if he's gonna just create a program to completely take over him in the future? I don't know. That was just weird. Um, Also, no Max, got to take points off for that. Dana, got to take points off for that. But good action overall. Harley Quinn, she makes an appearance at the end because she's the grandmother of Dee Dee and Dee Dee. And I'm just like, who the hell did you fuck, Harley? Like, you are Mr. J obsessed. It's like, who did you have sex with to have a kid to then have two more kids? You know, it's just that it's like the Palpatine thing. Who fucked Palpatine? Um, but yeah, overall, really, 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 really solid movie. It's just like the setup of Tim being the Joker. It just doesn't really make sense if you think about it. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting caught up on it, but still, super duper 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 good. Still, for me, a 6 out of 7 movie. I love it. One of the better Batman films for sure. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too hard on it, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, I've got the sniffles because I made myself cry. So whatever. I'm gonna go blow my nose. Bye bye.